Hello there. So today I want to talk a little bit about next-gen firewalls, but really this plays to all sorts of different things. And it's a basic thing that we do often a lot in data science. So this is an old video that I have. I'll link to it down below that kind of does a first version of this, and I'm not going to include the candy types that I'm using now. You can see some of it in this video, the prior video in the description. But I want to talk to you about how I teach firewalls, and I do it by talking about the confusion matrix. So once again, I'll link to this down below. This is from Wikipedia. So the confusion matrix, and I focus on these 4 boxes, right? The confusion matrix tries to help you understand, did you label something correctly? So, and I use candy as an example. And I equate that to firewalls as to saying, is this good traffic or bad traffic? Is this candy or is it not candy? Okay. So we only have 2 options, candy or not. Sweet. I have the students create a list of things that they think can help define candy. If you can do 10, that's awesome, because it's really easy to do math to say, what percentage of it did you think was candy? What things did it hit if you get 10? And I do it in groups, and then I have them do things, and I have them choose most adventurous to least adventurous candy. And I always add another one in there. For Willy Wonka, saying everything in the room is edible. I won't let them try the thing that Willy Wonka said. Anyway, but when it comes to teaching just the data classification, is this something? So you have candy. If it's a true positive, then it actually is candy. Okay? If it's a false negative, it's candy, but they chose it is not candy based upon their rule set. And I try and get some really weird candies. In fact, the grossest one that most people say is gross is not. It's a candy from the Netherlands that's Zwarte Kooltjes. So it's made by Napoleon something is the company. And they're just little balls, hard balls of, I think it's like a kind of a grody burnt caramel. Some people like it. And on the inside is Zwarte powder, which they have a large amount of like ammonium chloride or something in it. It's a chemical that they use to make salty black licorice, and it is super salty, and it has lots of ammonia in it. And when you first get that, the first time I had it when I lived there, I thought I'd been poisoned. It was pretty bad. You get used to it, and then you kind of like it. And if you just suck on it slowly and to get little shots, it's not that big of a deal. But that's one that a lot of my students, they spit out. It didn't quite meet the candy marking for them, and so that would be a false negative. So true positives. A great example of something I often have here is, so I usually get sugar-free chocolate. I like the Hershey's special dark sugar-free chocolate because it's actually good. But if they say sugar, then depends on what percentage where it goes. But I'm trying to think which one almost everyone selects that's candy. I don't know. I get a lot of weird ones. So negative, if it's a false positive. So, well, let's say a true negative. Let's talk about true negatives first. I get grapes. Or raisins. I get raisins. They're sweet. People snack on them. So that's one that it is a true negative. It's not a candy, unless you're Loki from Asgard. It's not a true candy. But it might check a lot of things that would make it a false positive. Okay, so it just depends on the rule set that people defined. So the confusion matrix can help us understand how well our rule set, whether it's created by machine learning or functions, it'll help us understand how well we're selecting the correct stuff. And there's all sorts of really cool numbers that you can get from this that helps you understand really well how good a model is, how often it's picking the candy or whatever it is correctly, and the things that are not. So circling back to what we started talking about, firewalls. Next gen firewalls have oftentimes this little slider, a percentage of how militant you want to be versus how lax you want to be. And that's really just editing a value that's a mathematical equation of this. So it's just what's the percentage that you want to allow. So anyway, it's a great lesson to help people understand the confusion matrix and just how hard it can be to classify something. I hope you've enjoyed this. We'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.